How's it going, y'all? My name is Andrew. I'm on staff at the Study Center, along with a couple other people on this call. Thanks for taking time out of your day. We're excited to talk a little more about what the Study Center is, along with what Carolina Way Camp is and what to expect. And we have a few students on the call as well that we're going to get to have a panel discussion with, and then you can ask them some questions later at the end. So again, my name is Andrew. Just to introduce some of the other staff real quick. Matt, you want to say hey?
Hey, y'all. I'm the other guy that's been talking a lot here at the beginning. My name's Matt. I'm a Carolina grad 2012, so I was at UNC in 2009 for the national championship my first year. I hope you all get to experience one too in your next 4 years. I'm feeling really good about next year's squad in particular. So yeah, love my job. I think I have the best job in the world, and I can't wait to meet you in August.
Great. And then I got to scroll over, but Mary Rachel, you here?
Yeah. Hey guys, my name is Mary Rachel. I graduated from UNC in 2018. I'm from Black Mountain, North Carolina, which is sort of close to Marion. So hey, Roy.
Nice. And then lastly, Amber Younger, you want to say hey?
Yeah, hey guys, I'm Amber. I went to UNC as well, graduated in 2015. And I've been on staff with the Study Center for a few years now. I agree with Matt. I think it's the best job in the world.
Great. So we're going to talk a little bit first about what the Study Center is. Some of y'all might be a little confused. It's kind of a new concept. So it's kind of, if you have to boil it down, it's really about two main things. One is hospitality, and then the other is theological or spiritual formation. So it's essentially like a hub for Christian life and thought at UNC. And I'm going to let Amber and Matt talk about those two specific wings of it. And before Amber talks about the hospitality piece, we're going to show a quick little 60-second video that kind of explains what the Study Center is. So Matt, you want to go ahead and pull that up?
Yeah, so pulling it up now, y'all. Hopefully everyone, does everyone see a full screen YouTube screen right now?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So we're going to play video now.
North Carolina Study Center is a place at UNC. It exists for students as a center for Christian life and thought and operates out of a historic home on Battle Lane, just across the street from the Arboretum and behind Keenan Quad. It's always stocked with free coffee, tea, Wi-Fi, space to study, eat, meet, play, and gather. We partner with student organizations and campus ministries and local churches, host free meals, seminar discussion groups, lectures, and other resources for students to experience growth in Christ through relationships. Carolina Way Camp, our first year orientation for incoming students, happens in August, right before the start of the fall semester. Students get to make friends with the like-minded, ambitious classmates and upperclassmen they'll track alongside in their years to come to Carolina. Our staff and Barry, the house dog, are always available to grab coffee, play a game of cornhole, or help students navigate university life. The North Carolina Study Center is here to serve and support you and help you grow however possible. We are so excited to welcome you to UNC.
All right. Thank you, Matt. So Amber's going to extrapolate a little bit on that and on kind of what as you saw in the chat there, we call it the Battle House. So Amber, what is the Battle House?
So yes, the Battle House. Adam is so right. A lot of people don't call it the Study Center. That big house that you saw in the video is called the Battle House. And my job at the Study Center is to take care of the house and to make sure that the hospitality side of things runs smoothly. So that house is right off campus at UNC. I don't know how familiar some of you guys are, but it's off of North Campus, kind of your Keenan community, the admissions building, the Arboretum. And it's there to be a resource for you. So it's like really up to you how you decide to use it. I think a lot of the students who hang out there a lot and are on the call right now probably use it in different ways. So you can go there to meet a friend. You can go there to get a free cup of coffee, to study for an exam. You can go there to play on the lawn with our dog, Barry. You can even go there to take a nap. So we hope that by having this house, you'll kind of have a place that can feel like a home away from home when you're at UNC. And that it can be a place that makes UNC, though it's a really big school, feel more personal and a little bit smaller. I remember when I was coming into UNC, I was coming from a really small high school, and I couldn't imagine what it would be like to go to a school as big as UNC. But you quickly realize that after a few weeks, you can't walk across campus without seeing somebody that you know. And the Battle House is another sort of space where after a few weeks, you probably won't be able to drop in without seeing someone that you know and like be able to see a friendly face and also to make new friends. And I think there are 7 of us on staff now. We're always walking around. We love to talk with students, get a cup of coffee, go for a walk, play cornhole. And as much as our staff loves to invite people in, we also hope that it can be a place for you guys to then like take ownership of and invite other people too. So you can reserve a room to have a Bible study or to have a group study session for an exam, or you can invite a friend to come to breakfast. We have started doing free breakfast every week. One of our staff members lived in Texas for a while and makes breakfast tacos. Or if you really want to, you can come into the kitchen and cook with us. So yeah, it's a space for you. It's a resource for you. And it's there for you to use however you'd like to. So hopefully all of you can get a chance to stop by, and we would love to meet you and have the chance to show you around. So yeah, thank you. Congrats on getting into UNC.
Great. Thank you, Amber. As she said, those breakfast tacos, y'all, they're incredible. I don't know why, but the sausage that Bill puts in those things is some of the best. Yes, I agree. Matt, you want to talk a little bit more about some of the academic programming and spiritual formation that we offer?
Yeah, I'd love to. Thanks, Andrew. So yeah, y'all, it is hard to describe the study center or the Battle House on a call because it's really best experienced in person. As Amber highlighted, it's a little bit of a different model than maybe some of you are familiar with as far as a campus ministry. One of the things that is kind of unique about the study center is we seek to partner with a lot of the different campus ministries that are at UNC. And so as part of that, we don't have a membership group or a membership or a large group meeting as part of our model. So there's not like one weekly time necessarily that's like a gathering of all the people who are part of the ministry or the organization. It's more of a fluid place where there's always people there. There's always something going on. You can kind of come and go as you are able or as you'd like to, as Amber said. But it is more of a hospitality of a come anytime as you want to. As with that said, we also do host programming, as Andrew mentioned earlier, and really our mission in this end, it flows out of hospitality. Hospitality is first and foremost. Tons of students come to the house and never really plug into programs, and that's totally fine. But the programming we offer is trying to provide a substantive form of Christian education at UNC. Now, I realize Christian education probably has a different connotation for different members of you. Some of you, maybe that sounds exciting. Some of you maybe even thought about Christian colleges if you're on this call, and the thought of getting Christian education at UNC is really exciting to you. Others of you, I realize, may have are kind of not sure if that's something you want to pursue at Carolina, or you may be coming from a Christian school or background where you didn't enjoy Christian education so much. So wherever you're coming at on that spectrum, totally fine and respect you. When we talk about Christian education at the Study Center, we mean that the Study Center is a place for honest conversation where students are invited to explore and also hash out and also grow in their faith during their 4 years at Carolina. We're not affiliated with any one church or denomination in particular, but we do kind of represent broad historic Christianity. And Carolina is we think it's a very exciting place to really explore your faith the next 4 years. It's an incredibly diverse and intellectually diverse place. There's so many different beliefs and worldviews and ideas, and you encounter those in the classroom for sure, but also in some of the late night dorm conversations, new friends, and we celebrate all of those things. We think those conversations are really good and growing to have. We also do believe that Christianity is good, it's true, it's beautiful, and so we try to offer ways to provide education that gives you a chance to explore that and to grow in that in the next 4 years. This looks like a few different things. So one is regular guest speakers. A lot of times we partner with university departments or Christian faculty members, or host a conversation between a Christian faculty member and a faculty member of a different belief system for an honest conversation about a big question that really matters. And we love hosting conversations like that. We also bring in outside speakers regularly and partner with campus ministries and student organizations to host events on campus. A couple of highlights, Lecrae, some of you may be familiar with, who's a hip hop artist and kind of a cultural icon and leader, came and spoke on campus 2 years ago that we were able to help put that together. Bob Goff, I'm not sure if any of you are Bob Goff fans, New York Times bestselling author. He was supposed to come this spring before coronavirus, but we regularly are trying to bring thoughtful speakers to campus. Our flagship program is called the Fellows Program. It is kind of the most robust program that we offer if you're looking for a way to plug in. It's a 2-year curriculum in kind of scripture for year 1 and then theology for year 2. And it is modeled somewhat after the experience you would get if you did want to go to a Christian college and to study like a Bible 101 or a Theology 101 course. We're figuring out adjustments for next year in light of coronavirus, but the model for this year passed, and we're hoping for next year too, is that this involves meeting every other week. So it's not meant to pull you away from other involvements. It's every other week. There's a time of teaching by our staff or visiting divinity school or seminary teachers, faculty. We have shared meals together. We break out into cohorts. We're supposed to be taking a group of students to Israel this spring as part of that, and that was upended again by coronavirus, but we're looking to continue that opportunity going forward. We also host seminars on different topics, sometimes great thinkers from the past like Dietrich Bonhoeffer or Augustine, sometimes on very practical topics like dating. That was one of our most popular ones to date, was just one on dating, and a forum and a space for students to kind of explore that, ask questions, do some thoughtful readings together. And we also, a big priority that you'll hear from us often is mentorship. We really believe that it's helpful to have older folks walking alongside you no matter where you're at or what you want out of the next 4 years. And so there's a very active alumni base of Christian alumni and other alumni from UNC who are eager to pour into students to meet you, folks from all different kinds of fields and professional backgrounds. But we also love to help connect you with people in your major or your field, both upperclassmen and also alumni if that's something you're interested in. So all that to say, there's a lot of different on-ramps. There's no like one-size-fits-all model for how we think you should plug in with the Study Center. But please know that it is a resource. It's a hub for you, and whether you just want a cup of coffee and to hang out, or whether you want to pursue kind of a robust Christian education your next 4 years, we're here for both of those things.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt. So yeah, as I said, the Study Center is a place to connect, and it's a place to meet a new friend or see a familiar face. And it's also just a place to grow and to know more and become more like Christ. So we'd love to meet all of y'all in the fall. So we hope that you stop by, just come see us, come have some coffee or tea and hang out with Barry the dog. We also would love for you to stay tuned on our website over the summer. I'm going to be putting up a bunch of different resources for incoming students pretty soon. So we're going to have information about different campus ministries. We're going to have student surveys of kind of like the best food in Chapel Hill. And there's also going to be a podcast. There's a student named Lauren Gilbert who you will meet at some point. And she's going to do the Talk of the Hill, which is going to be just about all things UNC to give you the inside scoop. So stay tuned for that. Look on the website. We'd love to get you all that information. In addition to the opportunities for students, there are some opportunities for parents to be involved with what we do at the Study Center. So one of these ways is the Parents Council. There's also we cook meals at times for students, like Matt was saying with the Fellows Program. And then there are a few specific events throughout the year where there are parent visit days and that kind of thing. And we really want the Study Center to have a more intergenerational an experience where students can be connected with older people in the community. So if you're ever in town with your student, we would love for you to come by. If you're ever visiting them, go ahead and stop by the house. And you can join our mailing list. There's also a prayer team mailing list that gets emails more often. So there's kind of different levels of how much information you'd like to receive. And we just love for you to connect with Amber. So if you'd like to get involved as a parent, we'd encourage you to send her an email. It's amber@ncstudycenter.org. So I'm going to shift gears and talk a little bit about Carolina Way Camp. So Way Camp is something that we offer for students as they're coming into UNC in the fall. So it's a first year orientation experience where we hope that people can just build friendships and be welcomed into the Christian community at UNC. So basically you get to move in early on Wednesday, August 12th this year. And then we all have a big lunch together at the study center once you're moved into your dorm. And then we get on the buses and we head to camp. So this year we're going to Camp Rockbridge, which is a Young Life camp in Goshen, Virginia. It's incredibly nice. They have big ropes courses and pools and mountain bikes, and we're going to play all camp games and have a big dance competition. There's a variety of different activities that we'll get to do during those 4 days at camp. And in addition to all that, some of the upperclassmen come and they serve as counselors along with Soft Serve, which is a team of sophomores who kind of serve to help make sure that camp can happen. So it's just a chance to hang out and meet some new friends, but we're also going to have different campus ministers come and speak. So it's a chance to kind of ask questions that are relevant for freshmen who are coming in to UNC. So questions like, what does Christian community look like in college? Or what are the different ministries at UNC? What kind of local churches are there? What is Greek life at UNC? And are there other Christians doing it? What does being involved with that look like? How do Christians deal with mental health challenges? So a lot more. It's basically different questions about what it looks like to follow Jesus during your time at Carolina and beyond that. So the hope is for you to connect with older students and with people that can answer your questions and also just be friends with. So it's a great chance to get plugged into the Christian community, and it's so fun to set foot on campus that first day and actually know a lot of other people. So we truly do believe that abundant life is available through Jesus Christ, and we want to invite everyone into that and show them that that community is here at UNC. And we want to just invite all of y'all to be a part of that. So there is some uncertainty right now regarding the virus and the university's policies and whether we're going to be in person in the fall or not, and when the dates are going to be. But both the UNC system and the Chancellor Guskowitz have stated their plans that they do hope to open UNC in the fall. And as of now, we're pretty optimistic that Carolina Way Camp will proceed as planned. We've been in communication with the camp, and they just sent us an update last week, actually, detailing all of the precautions that they're going to take with extra cleanliness through Young Life. And Young Life has actually canceled their summer trips, so we'll be kind of the first group that they do have come if we do get to go. So we're going to obviously follow whatever the CDC guidelines are, and so there's a chance that there might need to be some kind of social distancing or things look a little bit different this year. But we are very hopeful that Carolina Way Camp will go on as planned. And if we absolutely have to, kind of a worst case scenario, and we can't go to Virginia, to Rockbridge, then we're hoping to host some kind of in-person opportunity or camp in Chapel Hill, because we really want to welcome y'all into the community and give you a chance to build friendships, to meet other believers, and to get your questions answered as you're coming in to college. So if that happens, camp will be at a reduced rate. So we're actually not collecting payments right now as we're kind of waiting to see how things pan out. But registration is open, so we'd encourage you to go ahead and apply. There will be a set number of spots, so we encourage you to get in as quickly as you can. And we do offer financial assistance, so we really don't want money to be the reason that you can't come to camp. So if that is a problem, just send me an email, andrew@ncstudycenter.org, and I can send you the scholarship application just to get a little more information about your financial situation. But we want everyone that wants to be able to come to Carolina Way Camp. So we hope that y'all are able to come. Hopefully some of you are already signed up, and that you also can invite your friends. So we're going to shift gears real quick to get some students to talk to you a little bit. So I have 4 students. There's actually some more students here that can maybe chime in a little later when we do Q&A. But we have Juan, Rebecca, Darren, and Adam here. Can y'all go ahead and introduce yourselves? Let's start with Juan. Juan, you want to tell us who you are?
Hey everyone, what's up? My name is Juan. I am a rising junior now. It feels weird to say that. A rising junior at Carolina. I guess I'll just do the usual first time you meet someone. My major is, I'm majoring in global studies and psychology with a minor in health and society. Let's see. I went to the inaugural Carolina Way camp, so that's pretty dope. And I went last year as soft serve, so still got the shirt on right now. So yeah, super excited to meet everyone here, and congratulations to everyone that got into Carolina. It's an awesome achievement. Also, if we have a little questions during QA, I'm an ambassador, and I kind of know a little bit about Carolina, so I can help a little bit there too.
That's great. Thank you. Rebecca, you want to go next?
Yeah, sorry. Okay, hey guys, I'm Rebecca. I will be a sophomore this year. I went to Carolina Way Camp last year, and I will be soft serve this year, so I hope to see all of you guys there. My major is neuroscience with a double minor in chemistry and French. What else? I'm from Wilson, North Carolina. It's kind of like a small town east of Chapel Hill. But I will be in Emerald Isle a lot this summer. Yeah, I'm really excited to meet all of you guys, and I am just so glad you guys are joining us. It's a great time at UNC. Love it.
Sweet. Darren, you want to pop in?
Yeah, I'm Darren Lee. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm a rising junior, which like Juan, that's crazy to say. I'm an econ and communications major with a history minor, and I'm a young life leader at Chapel Hill. So, and I'll also be a counselor at Carolina Way. So maybe I'll see some of the girls in my cabin. But really excited to have you guys in literally the best place in the whole world next in the fall. So very soon.
Great. And then last but not least, Adam.
Yeah, hey y'all. My name is Adam Ingesser. I'm a rising senior, which is, you guys say junior is weird. Senior's like actually insane. I really do not believe it yet. But I'm from Greenville, South Carolina. So I definitely understand kind of perspective coming from out of state, literally knowing like 0 people coming to Carolina. But yeah, I'm a public health major. I'm doing environmental health science specifically. I'm doing a chemistry and biology minor on the pre-med track. So going to go to medical school in a couple of years. But yeah, I hope you all are excited about college. Literally been the best 3 years of my life so far. I'm super excited to go into senior year. So actually get hype.
Great. So my first question is for Juan and Darren. So Juan, we'll have you go first. We realize the study center is kind of a new concept for a lot of people. So can you just help these students get a little image of what you've been involved in at the study center and kind of how that factors into your rhythms at UNC?
Yeah, for sure. So like I hinted at earlier, I went to the inaugural Carolina Way camp. So my very first like real experience as a Carolina student was the study center. So it was a super awesome thing to like the first day there, go to the huge lunch that Andrew was talking about with my family. My roommate, freshman year, his name is Charlie. He also went, and we got our families together there. We met a ton of cool people there. And so it was a super awesome experience. Plus you get to move in early. Who does not like to move in early? Everyone hates move-in days. Moving in early is always better. But besides Carolina Way, I was lucky enough to be part of the fellows program this past year. I was a year 1 fellow, and for me, growing up, I did grow up in a Christian household, and I still live in a Christian household. But I didn't grow up really diving into the Bible as much as other people have, or diving into theology as much as other people have that I know of. And so this past year in the fellows program, it was a super awesome experience to be able to dive into the word and see it in like a whole different perspective, and see it as a story and not just as, oh, I'm reading the Bible or what. And to get awesome people like Matt and, like he said, seminary professors to come in and break down the word and be able to like talk to college students and stuff like that about it and make it more feasible and more understandable to us. That was something super awesome. So I've done Carolina Way and fellows through the Battle House, and I'm at the Battle House as much as I can be. I love it there. It's an awesome place to hang out. It's an awesome place to see all of my friends, and so yeah.
That's sweet. Darren, you want to pop in?
Yeah, sorry. Like Juan, I'm in the fellows program. I was in it for the first year this year. And I also went to Carolina Way as a freshman and then served on staff as a sophomore. Like I was on the helping out, doing the whatever. But so, and he said really great things about both those things. And what I wanted to mention was that the study center is just home base for me. A lot of times it's like the first place I go in the morning, and I leave the study center to go to class, and then I come back after class, and it's like often just where I spend like the bulk of my time in any one week. I'd rather study there than the library. The energy is better. And I'm always there for the free meals, to see my friends. And it's just like a place that is always like where I'm circling back to in my days and weeks on campus.
Great, thanks. For this next question, let's jump to Rebecca and Adam. So what's one thing that you wish you knew when you came to Carolina? And was there anything that was kind of surprising for you as you came here? Adam, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I feel like, I don't know, it's kind of a tricky question because, like, I mean, it was a few years ago now, and hindsight's always like 2020. But I feel like coming in, like, I focused a lot more on school than I probably should have, which was good for, like, you know, focusing and grades and stuff like that. But at the same time, I wish, like, a little bit sooner I jumped into a lot more social stuff. Like, I didn't really find the Battle House until like the end of my freshman year. And literally once I did, I feel like my social network and stuff like that just like exploded. Like I found so many like awesome friends and stuff like that, which then I didn't really have first semester. Like I made a number of different friends, like from class and from another different program I was in. But I feel like after coming to the Battle House, I really like got to know a lot more Christian friends. That's been like hands down the best part of my undergrad experience. So I feel like coming in, like, I wish I knew that it would be okay to focus a little bit more on like building friendships and like building your life more so on grades, because like, I mean, ultimately we're going to go out, we're going to get a job someday. And like, we're going to take away from undergrad, it's going to be the relationships and the, you know, the life lessons that you'll learn rather than just like the academic skills. So that'd be my 2 cents. Also just wish I could go back and start over again because I'm so jealous of y'all.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what Adam said. I think going into college, I was really focused on like my studies, and I still am, because it can be really daunting, especially if you want to go to like med school or grad school or anything like that. So I kind of went into it with that mindset, like, oh, I have to, like, I mean, I knew I wasn't going to make all A's, but I just had that mindset, like, I've got to just do everything that I can. And it wasn't until this semester that I started to open up a little bit more, which looking back now, I really, I regret that, because I feel like, you know, with the current situation, I've had like a good chunk of freshman year, like kind of taken. So I do wish, like Adam, that I had focused more on building relationships. I definitely like made a lot of great friends and relationships through like Carolina Way and campus ministries and stuff. But I was one of those people, I was like, oh, I can't, like, I have to study, I have to do my homework. But definitely not being on campus has made me realize how much I am going to really dive into my relationships next year, because I miss everybody so much and I'm ready to see them. So yeah, I definitely just kind of going along what Adam said. Yeah.
That's great. Thank you. Juan, do you want to share a little bit about how Carolina Way Camp kind of impacted your transition into college?
Yeah, for sure. So when I was transitioning to college, I'm the first in my family to go to college, so I really did not know what to expect at all. And so I also thought that UNC was like a crazy liberal school, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's literally going to be no Christian people there at UNC. I'm going to be the only person there. And then I went to Carolina Way Camp, and I was like, wait, I'm not the only person here. And so that was an awesome experience to begin with. and like they explained, like what Carolina Way Camp is, like, yeah, it's a lot of fun, and yeah, it's like a lot of awesome things. You get to go to like a super cool camp, you get to be surrounded by super cool counselors, and soft serve and stuff. But the only thing, but besides that, you're also like grounding yourself in the best place you can ground yourself before you even like start UNC. Like, you're grounding yourself in the word, you're grounding yourself in like how to grow, like as a person, how to grow in your faith at Carolina. And obviously, like, that's kind of hard to all cover in 4 days, but still, it's like something that's really awesome because you get to begin Carolina the way that I feel like everyone should begin Carolina, knowing that there's a great community that you can connect with, and knowing there's a community that you could always come back to if you need help. The study center really is that community and really is that place and that hub for that. I totally believe that if I ever need anything, I can shoot Matt a quick text and he'd be ready to help me. Like, that's like the amount of love that they all have for their students, and I think that's an awesome thing. And so yeah, Carolina Way Camp really did just help transition into that belief that, yeah, Carolina could be seen as this huge like liberal school, or is this huge school and I'm never gonna find my place here, or something like that. Like, I know a lot of people come in with those worries. I came in with those worries as well. Like, where am I gonna find myself here at UNC? Like, I know for me personally, like going into college, transitioning to college, like I made that big decision like before I decided on UNC. I was like, okay, am I gonna use college as a place for me to be able to experience everything I haven't had in high school, or am I going to still continue with my faith? Am I going to still continue believing in what I believe and living my life for Jesus, right? And so luckily I made the decision before college, and then Carolina Way Camp really enhanced that and really grounded me in that decision of, okay, college is the perfect time for anyone. Like, it's an easy opportunity for everyone. Like, let's be honest, like it's an easy opportunity for everyone to easily fall into like the worldly things and to easily live a secular life, but also it's an awesome opportunity to find yourself and find your faith and find the way that Jesus can ground you in like an awesome place. And like at Carolina, like the study center was that place for me, and I know it's different for everyone, but Carolina Way Camp really did solidify that for me, and it really did help me grow into the person I am today. Like, I feel like my faith ever since Carolina Way Camp became very much more individualistic, and I started doing things for myself, like diving into the word, joining programs like Battle Fellows and stuff like that. So like, once again, like grow a better understanding, but also, grow deeper love for other people as well as for Jesus, obviously.
Awesome. Thank you, Juan. And Rebecca, you got to go to last year's camp. So do you want to chime in real quick?
Yeah, so definitely like what Juan said, I wasn't really sure what the Christian community would be like at UNC just because of, the reputation and whatnot that some people associate with Carolina. But it was kind of a crazy experience. I don't know if enrolled is the right word, but I was supposed to go to a different camp. And then I went on like the Facebook page and saw Carolina Way Camp, and I was like, oh, this looks really cool. And so I went to the link and I got like the last female spot for like campers that was available. So I think that was kind of like God working, because I really think that Carolina Way was definitely really important. In my transition to UNC, I only knew like 2 people from my hometown going. Not that many people from Wilson go to UNC because it's a small town. So I was really nervous, and I think that I've met a lot of really great people through Carolina Way Camp. And even though like I see a lot of my friends in here now, I didn't meet some of them at Carolina Way Camp, but we can like kind of bond through that experience, like funny stories and whatnot. And it was a really great way to learn about campus ministries. And I think that before I went to college, I wasn't rooted. I wasn't like I thought I was a really well-rounded Christian, but I realized that I wasn't. And I think Carolina Way Camp was a really good way to transition into living out my faith on my own. Like, when you go to college, it's up to you. Your parents aren't there to say, oh, like it's time to go to church, you've got to go to youth. It's up to you. And I think it was really great to meet these great people and great friends that can hold me accountable. And I definitely feel like I've grown a lot in my faith just over this past year. And Carolina Way Camp definitely, it changed probably my whole like perspective of Christian community at UNC, and it just helped me find my people, maybe not at Carolina Way Camp, but it just really eased the way into finding that Christian community and those people that can make freshman year so much better. So.
Great. Thanks, y'all. We're going to do one more, and then we'll open it up for whoever to ask questions. So this one's for Darren and Adam. What is y'all's favorite Carolina tradition?
My favorite Carolina tradition is definitely drinking from the old well on FDoc. I have never missed an FDoc drinking from the old well. But my favorite thing to do is like get all of my roommates to come with me at like 3 a.m, because if you go at like 1 p.m, there's like a line around the old well and like through the quad, but it's really fun to like run up to North Campus. Kind of scary, kind of weird, but really fun to get a group of friends, maybe people you meet at Carolina Way, but really fun to just go in the middle of the night, get your FDoc picture to send to your mom, and get a 4.0. I promise it works.
I don't know if we can promise it works, but legend has it. Whoop, I broke my chair. Legend has it that if you drink from the well, you get a 4.0. I don't think it's true. I know it's not true. Anyway, there's so many like Carolina traditions that I love. I feel like I'm gonna share 2 super short ones. There's this place called Cosmic Cantina that's like this kind of hole in the wall like burrito place, and I don't know why, but I've just like started going there so much, and I have a lot of memories with like friends either going there between class changes that are like 20 minutes long, or like going there in the middle of the night because they're open like basically 24/7. So that's been really, really sweet. I've just put a lot of memories and around like random conversations there. And then also, this is really specific, but every year before the UNC Duke game, there's like a line you can stand in to like get the leftover tickets, but you can camp there overnight and then get a better spot and get into the game. So I've only been able to do it once because of class, but it's just a super cool tradition where people like go and form a line and like camp on the sidewalk, and it's a really, really sweet memory. Lots of great traditions though.
Great. Those are great. Thanks, y'all. All right, we're gonna go ahead and open it up for Q&A. So you're welcome to type a question into the chat or go ahead and speak up. We've got these 4 students, and there's also some other counselors and soft serve staff who are on the call that I'm sure would be happy to answer your questions. So do you have any questions about the Study Center or Carolina Way Camp or UNC in general?
Yeah, I was just going to ask for some of the people that did the fellows program, if that, well, just in general, is that available to do like freshman year when you get there, or would you say to save it for like a later year because you're really busy freshman year, or just kind of like that? Yeah.
I'd love to answer this one. Fellows program, I would recommend getting involved freshman year if that's something you're interested in. I almost signed up freshman year, but then I didn't. And I think freshman year feels very busy, but I feel like college only gets busier as you get more and more involved throughout your time at UNC. And it's, of course, always something you can make time for, whether you're a junior or a freshman. But I think it's like a really good way to fill your time freshman year, even though things feel really busy anyway.
Cool.
Also, John went to my high school, so we're old pals.
Yeah.
Shout out to John.
Cool. Yeah, that was a great question. Thanks, John. Juan, you got any other thoughts on that, or anyone else who's done fellows?
I personally did it my junior year. I was really glad I did it. I'm not from a Christian family, and so I was pretty confused with regards to most theology coming in as a freshman. So for me, I felt like starting at my junior year was the perfect time. Also, I had an unlimited meal plan my freshman and sophomore year, but junior year I didn't have a meal plan. So it was great to be able to get some food, some free food on Tuesday nights.
Cool. Any other questions out there about Community Study Center or WACAM? But it can also just be about UNC or anything about the transition from college or Christian life or campus ministry, or yeah, how can we help?
I think we got one in the chat window, a couple in the chat window there, Andrew.
Yeah. How many students typically go to WACAM? Well, last year we had 150, and this year we have we're hoping to get maybe 200, over 200. So it's obviously up in the air a little bit with COVID and how that will affect numbers and things. But we already have, last I checked, we already had 60 or so signed up. And it's pretty early for
I think
70. Great.
78 as of this afternoon, Andrew.
Okay. Wow. That's great. They're still coming in quick. So yeah, 78, but we're hoping to have a couple hundred, and that's in addition to the soft serve and the counselors, who we have almost 80 of this year, which is amazing. So next question is, how do you balance Greek life and Christian life? So are there any students on this call who are involved in Greek life that can speak to that?
I'm in Greek life. I think I may be the only one too. But I'm in a interesting position because I'm in a Christian fraternity on campus. We're called Beta Upsilon Chi, Brothers Under Christ. We are through the IFC though, and so we do have close contact with, like, I guess you could say, your quote unquote more secular fraternities. But I think for sure there's a lot of different opportunities to get involved with Christian community within Greek life as well. One of the campus ministries in specific, like not to pub it specifically or to make everyone go there, but Crew has a separate subset called Greek life, and so it's specifically dedicated to the Greek life community. And then a lot of, I think a lot, if not most of sororities and fraternities, I know more so sororities have like chaplain or house Bible studies, and then also have like intra-house Bible studies, so within other houses as well. And so the balance is pretty easy if you like put in like the effort that it takes, a little bit of effort that it takes to like find the specific Bible study or find specific outreach to connect Greek life to the Christian community.
I'll hop on that one too, Juan. Thanks. So yeah, I was also I'm old and graduated now, y'all, but I was a part of Greek life when I was at UNC also, as was Madison Perry, the executive director of the Study Center, who y'all will meet in August. So it can be challenging to navigate, as Juan mentioned, but it can definitely be done. Kind of navigating your faith and also Greek life. Juan mentioned the Bible studies there. There's also a couple ministries on campus that kind of focus specifically or have like on-ramps for Greek students to kind of walk alongside you and equip you as a Christian who's trying to live that out, but also be a part of the Greek system. So that's a conversation that we love to have with students at Carolina Way Camp. There's a whole breakout session with Greek students and leaders just talking about that very topic. So we can go in more depth outside of this, but great question, and know that that's something that we'd love to kind of walk along students aside in navigating that.
That's great. I see a few classes mentioned here in the comments, but does anyone else want to chime in on classes to take freshman year, favorite classes?
Hey, if you have to take English 105, get Wendy Weber. She is the sweetest, nicest lady in the whole planet and grades super easily, and that was by far the most fun class I had my freshman year. So if you can get English 105 with Wendy Weber, please do so.
Also, I literally cannot recommend Geology 72H, and that's like been hands down the best class I've taken at UNC. Like, I think about that trip all the time. It's like, it's a first year seminar in the geology department with a really cool prof, and like basically over break, which I'm not totally sure if this would change with coronavirus. I hope not. But like, you'd go and you learn how to do a research project your very first semester, and you take a big trip out to California with your whole class. It's like a 30-person seminar, so it's not very big. They like walk you through it and stuff. Really, really, really cool. You don't have to be interested in geology either. I'm really not that passionate about it, but it was still a fun class.
If you're a STEM major, I can recommend some professors for certain classes. If you have any questions about that, I'm sure other people in here can too, but.
Regardless of the class, I would just say rate my professor. Some of y'all probably already know about it, but I would just like look up your professor on there before you decide to sign up for a class. That was really important for me in my freshman year, and even now I use it for literally every single class, and it's been really helpful. So.
Also, there's a website called Grade Today that it doesn't have all of the professors, but it has a lot of the UNC professors and their class averages. So you can compare different professors and how they teach each class.
Also, when you're registering for classes, please don't panic if you don't get the classes you want. The first week of class, a bunch of classes will open up and everyone's gonna switch around the classes and switch classes. So yeah, you probably won't get the classes you want when you're first registering. But once, like the first week of classes, then you'll be able to get into some of the classes you want.
Also, if there's a class you wanted to take that is closed, use Coursical app to track it, and it will give you an alert when it opens. I've never gotten everything I wanted when I registered, but it always ended up working out, and Coursical was a big part of why.
That's great, y'all. And I'm gonna send out a survey to all of the counselors and staff from Wake Camp with their suggestions on classes, and that'll be going up on the website a little bit later. So we'll get some more suggestions there, which would be great. Looks like how far of a walk is it from South Campus to the Battle House? Thank you for answering that. It's about 20 minutes or so. What else we get in here? Yeah, students, y'all can read these questions too. Anybody want to chime in on these?
I'll say something real quick about the grade deflation question. I feel like it's really not like a huge thing. I know like when you're going to come in, I feel like some of the earlier classes, at least in the pre-med track, are the hardest ones, where like it's just a lot more busy work and it's harder to make an A. But I feel like after that, like things do kind of get easier in terms of grading. At least they have been for me once I started in the public health school, which is a part of the undergrad program. But I wouldn't be super worried about that.
I think someone asked about church services on Sundays. I know a lot of the people I know go to church off campus, so there's like churches on Franklin Street that you can walk to. Also, I met my counselor at Carolina Way, always hooked me up with rides to churches while I was looking around. But upperclassmen have spots in their cars, and they were in your place when they were freshmen, not having cars. So literally reach out to any upperclassman or sophomore that goes to a church that you want to try out, and they'll always give you a ride. There's also some churches that I think have services on campus. I've never been to one of those, but I've always seen signs in the pit for different ministries that put on Sunday services.
Okay, I can answer the question about dorms. I am one of the few people that I know who lived on North Campus my first year. The biggest perk to that is that you are 5 seconds from the Battle House, literally. So I was there all the time, and it was really helpful, which was really cool. So also your walk times are really short. basically Davis is in your backyard. So I think my longest walk to class was 5 minutes on North Campus. But that being said, at first I was a little worried about meeting people on South Campus, but a lot of my friends live there. In fact, most of them do. And so I think that just kind of speaks back to the fact that the Battle House is a really great place to congregate. So I don't think it really, I don't know. I know people on all parts of campus. So living a certain place doesn't necessarily box you into only knowing the people there. But I do think the Battle House really helps with that, because I met a lot of people that lived on North Campus, but then I also met a lot of people that lived on South. And there's always somebody walking someplace, so you're bound to meet pretty much everybody everywhere.
Yeah, I'll say I lived on South Campus this year, and I'm living there next year, along with a lot of other sophomores here probably. And I actually know a couple of juniors who lived on South Campus their junior year just because they loved it so much. That doesn't mean that like you will, but South Campus is a good place to live your or it was a good experience for me because a lot of my phone. A lot of a lot of my friends lived on South Campus, but I also knew a lot of people who lived in Granville, which is on Franklin Street. But I will say, like, for freshmen, I thought South Campus was great because all the dorms are like right there together. It's easy to just walk across the street to hang out with your friends. But also, like, it all depends on what you want. Like Adam, I don't mind walking. I actually preferred walking to Franklin Street. It's not as bad as you might think. And I think that like there's always a bus ride to Franklin or North Campus really isn't that bad. I mean, yeah, it all just depends on what you're looking for. And like I said, like we've all said, there are a lot of different options and people that live all over campus, and it's not gonna, it all just depends on what you're looking for and where you live, I think.
If you're like me, you like to keep your home life and your school life separate. And so living on South Campus really does help that. And so like they said, it's like a 15 to 20-minute walk, but you get to like feel away from classes for a little bit and feel away from the academic buildings and the main heart of Carolina. That can cause a little bit of stress sometimes. And so being on South Campus really does help that. And everyone on South Campus is super fun, obviously.
And also, someone asked earlier how far the Battle House is to South Campus, or vice versa. But at the end of the day, you have to remember that like you're not driving anywhere. I lost my keys looking for X, Y, and Z. It's only 5 minutes away from the pits. It's a little bit of a walk to everything, so it's not as far as it seems.
If you are looking at the chat window, you'll see that Barry is getting a lot of love in the chat window right now. Barry is actually not a person, y'all. Barry is the house dog of the study center, and he is on your screen right now. If you scroll over, this is a surprise. This was unplanned. Madison, are you there that you can introduce Barry real quick? Madison, are you with us?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is actually Barry talking. I'm 10 years old. I'm an Old English sheepdog, and I can be rented for 15-minute periods, super low rate. Venmo me, Barry, BARRIE _ NC Study Center _ cool. See you soon.
That was awesome. Thanks, Madison. Barry, y'all, it's hard to, for you incoming first years, it's hard to describe how loved that dog is by so many students. He has like 300 best friends. He's made the UNC Instagram page. I think he might have been in a UNC calendar. Fact check me on that, but I'm pretty sure he made it in the UNC calendar at one point. He is a star on campus and is well loved, and he's available all the time to come see at the Battle House.
Guys, I literally stop by the Battle House every morning just to see Barry and play with him. So it's a big testament to him.
Well, it's 9 o'clock, but y'all are welcome to stick around and keep asking questions. I'll leave the chat open so you can hop on there and get things you need. Sarah, did you say you're going to say something about the jobs?
Yeah, I can make it quick. There's not a ton of on-campus jobs if that's what you're looking for, but if you can find an on-campus job, they're usually like really nice. Like if you can work for housing, or like I have a friend who works like for Memorial Hall or like student stories, like it's really nice because they're like pretty flexible for like student schedules, like more so than somewhere on Franklin. But I also have friends that worked on Franklin that liked it. I didn't work my freshman year because I just thought that would be overwhelming, but like I definitely had friends who did it because they like needed the money or they just wanted to have some extra cash to spend, and it was like totally handleable for them because a lot of like on-campus jobs and jobs on Franklin like don't make you work that many hours per week. So it's pretty nice. Highly recommend working for UNC Housing if you can find a job as an office assistant. That's what I did this year, and it was like really nice, and I mostly just like did my homework the whole time. So if you can find that job, really recommend.
Really quick, I also had an on-campus job. I worked for Campus Rec as a intramural referee official, and so we had trainings for it because I do not know all the rules to all the sports, and they were pretty detailed trainings, and we did those. And it was also very flexible hours. We chose what we could work, and you chose what to be trained for and what sports to ref. And they also have different opportunities where you can like work at the desk of the SRC, the Student Rec Center, when people go to work out, and you just swipe cards and you check out basketballs and like other things. And that's also a very flexible job. So I recommend Campus Rec as well.
Great. Thanks so much for coming, y'all. Again, feel free, if you still have a question, stick around, go ahead and ask it. If not, thank you so much. We'll hope to see you this fall.